What's up, everybody? Today I'm back with another video, and today's video is a little different. Unlike my other videos, I usually do it on gaming or videos, trailers, and other stuff, but today I'm going to be doing something different. I've been learning about something called the Titanic and the story of the Titanic, and I thought I would share it with you guys. So today I'm going to be talking about the Titanic, how it was a success, how it became a failure, and the story behind it, and the mystery that has been solved, but I still want to explain what happened. Let's proceed. Now, to start off, what was the Titanic? Well, the Titanic, more formerly known as the RMS Titanic, was a British luxury ship that was built to break records and deliver excellence to all of its customers. Its task was to sail from Southampton in UK all the way over across the Atlantic to New York City in America. It was 269 meters long and 104 feet tall. That is actually a lot. That is so tall and so big. Its total weight was 52,300 tons, including all the passengers and cargo and everything on. And supposedly, at full capacity, it could carry 3,300 people. All of this was considered impossible because at that time, people were sailing on smaller ships. And after this one was built, it was known to be the biggest ship ever built on the planet. So that's why they called it the Unsinkable, and because it had really good architecture and everything used inside. Now, after the ship was built, it attracted many people and it was very famous. Everybody thought, what could go wrong? The company that manufactured it assured all of its customers that it was 100% safe and had given the name the Unsinkable Ship. So, there was a very tragic incident that happened on the voyage to New York, and that's what I'm going to explain now. Now, the ship it was sailing, so it started sailing from Southampton on April 10th, and it was 4 days into its voyage. It had traveled 600 kilometers from Southampton, UK, and it was on its way to New York. At that time, on April 14th, at 11:40 p.m., oh my god, bad news came. The ship had hit an iceberg. The front side of the ship, where the captain's deck is, and that's where they sail the ship and control it, first officers that were on site did not spot an iceberg up ahead, and they were sailing right at it. They didn't notice. And it was too late when they did notice, because when they did notice, they steered left. But as they steered left, it turned this. Oh god! It turned this way, and it scraped along the side. At first, people thought, no problem, it's okay, it's scraped, it's not a big deal. But little did they know that there was a flaw in the design, and that flaw led to all of this main cause. As the ship hit the side, as the iceberg hit the side of the ship, it slowly sank. People at the scene described it as 2.5 hours of misery as the ship slowly sank. And the problem was, not everyone survived. Why? At that time, people, when they sailed on ocean liners, they never thought they sank. And especially on a ship like the Titanic. Even though they did think it was going to sink, they didn't add many lifeboats on it. For 3,300 people on board the ship, there were only 16 lifeboats. That seems a lot, or that may seem less, but that was not enough. That didn't even suit half of the people that were on board. Why? They still believed that the ship wouldn't sink. In fact, while the ship sank, people still were on board and did not get to the lifeboats because they had the confidence that the ship was unsinkable and that it lived by its name. And soon at 2:20 a.m. in the morning on April 15th, in the early mornings of the day, the ship sank. Everybody on board, many people died, but some people escaped on the lifeboats. Now the question remains as why did the Titanic sink? If the people who manufactured it assured its customers that it was the unsinkable, then for what reason did this mighty giant sink? Well, as we can see here, if I go back, there we go. This is the layout of the design of the Titanic. Up here at the bottom, at the bottom of the ship, we have compartments. Compartments were built for this purpose. If the ship ever hit an iceberg or anything, let's say whatever, a rock, a huge iceberg, or a big mountain, whatever, the water was supposed to go in, like here, and it wasn't supposed to make the whole ship. It was still supposed to keep the ship afloat. But little did they not know, they did not test it properly, and they didn't see that there was a huge flaw in the design that later, as water filled up, this would happen. The ship would eventually get heavy. And as the ship got heavy, the ship that's in this position starts going like, and starts to lean over. And then that was eventually how it sank. Later, as the ship kept on sinking like that, there was enough tension in the ship that it split in half. And the other half just slammed into the water. And the other half, it just sank and said goodbye to everybody on board the ship. As the ship did sink, many people on board the ship got off lifeboats, but many people didn't. The people that were on the lifeboats were mostly women and children because at the time there was a law or there was a belief that children and women go first on the lifeboats whatsoever, and the men stayed on the ship. Later the men would jump off or stay on the ship or whatever, but eventually they died. Either they jumped off from the ship and died, whether they got eaten by sharks, or whether they got frozen death in hypothermia by swimming in the waters of the cold Atlantic. But eventually, whoever remained on the ship and jumped in the water died, and whoever got on the lifeboats survived. And so later, the lifeboats, they met another ship called the SS Carpathia, which was it was actually a little bit long way away from the ship, but the ship came in, helped the survivors in the water and on the lifeboats, and took them back to New York. And that was what happened. In conclusion, this was a major tragedy that happened. It's one of the worst things that ever happened in engineering or human history, and it's really sad at the same time. After the event occurred, many people learned from it, including the governments and all, and they ensured that every ship, ocean line, whatever, has better lifeboats, better help, better safety, and regulations, and everything else, so that they can make the ship safer. That was my video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned from it. And I just want to point out, if you can subscribe to me, I also have my friends listed down on the left. If you could subscribe to them, it would be a great help as well. Hope you guys learned, and stay tuned for more content. I will be uploading more informative videos such as this, and thank you.